That's Retro Fandango. That's Retro Fandango. When it's Android over iPhone and you can keep your stupid amiibo and always bashing on Nintendo. But that's Retro Fandango. That's Retro Fandango. Thanks, Retro Fandango. Wow!
I'm ready.
You know, if
What's
you don't
up?
want to be on YouTube, you can just turn off your camera.
Turn away. What are you talking about? I'm enjoying the YouTube fame here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you been
You're right.
bombarded with questions and people wanting to get to know you and get closer to you? And
Oh, it's been an avalanche.
yeah,
Landslide. All those terrible things.
emails just been nonstop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Threw this up on YouTube, and man, the views are rolling in.
It's exploded. It's crazy. Who knew that just a little platform switch could do so much for our little show?
We're gonna get one of them fancy little buttons soon. We're gonna have to fight it out. Who gets to
Oh
keep
yeah, who gets it? That's right. Well, we only have. What do you get? That is it 10,000 or 100,000?
I think it's 1 million.
1 million? Oh, well, we have a little ways to go then.
Oh.
Yeah, not that much, but a little ways to go.
We're on our way. That's the important thing.
All right.
But hey, I'm helping out. Look at this. I got some eye candy.
Very nice. Yeah. Good.
Redid my shelves, and I ended up pulling this thing down. I got my Star Wars VHS.
Nice.
You know what the bummer is? Look at this.
What's that?
Oh,
you can glue that down.
I could, but it's not loose because the glue came off. It's cut with a razor.
Oh.
It's been like that ever since I got it. I got this as a Christmas present. And you know when they tell you do not use a razor to open this box? That's why.
That's why, right there.
Somebody at the store did that. I got it. I was ready to pull the plastic off. I was like, oh, it's already cut over here.
Now is that what do the VHS cassettes look like? Is that like the classic?
Shall I do an unboxing?
Yeah, those are popular on YouTube now.
These are, unfortunately, they're the full screen versions, but the covers are really nice. You get this one.
Yeah. Okay.
You got this one.
Yep.
And you got this one.
Well, that's the same set I have, but I don't have the nice fancy box to go with it.
Oh, just this outer thing.
That and the
probably because whoever owned it got the top sliced off,
or they threw it out.
Throw this thing away.
Yeah, I don't have room for this. I'll just keep the movies, get rid of the rest. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know.
Who needs packaging?
Yeah, I didn't know that existed. I'm jealous.
Oh, well, I mean, they sell. I got the same thing for Indiana Jones.
Really?
That one. Well, not this like top slide on, but it's the 3 movies plus bonus disc in like a little, box.
Yeah, I just realized we did a whole bit that would make sense to anyone who was just listening to the show.
You gotta catch us on YouTube.
YouTube, yeah, we just totally
exclusive for our YouTube Patreons.
We just totally abandoned our Podbean listeners. Too bad.
I do have another.
We don't even throw the bonus content at the end for you. We just start right off with it.
It's exactly. I got one more for you.
All right, let's see it.
I think I'm gonna do a video of like an unboxing of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
I've heard that's a popular thing to do on YouTube.
Yeah, it's what all the cool kids are doing.
Yeah.
Mine is exclusive though because I have the rare double Alex Winter on the spine. They misprinted. They didn't put Keanu on there. They just put 2 pictures of Bill.
Wow. So is that seriously like is that worth something? Or
I think it's worth about $38,000. I have no idea.
No idea.
It just bugged me when I bought this like years ago. I was like,
yeah.
Oh, look at that.
That's wild. Cool. Well, yeah.
So are you going to watch Bill and Ted soon?
I want to. I was kind of hoping to do it for Fandango.
Yeah,
but,
we could, because it's been. I imagine I've seen it more recently than you have, but it's still been a while.
That means we won't get to it until August.
When
In
does the new
case-
movie come out?
I don't know. Just in case anyone doesn't know what Richard's talking about, over on my channel, Buried on Mars, nowordpress.com. It's just YouTube, Buried on Mars. I did an unboxing of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Sorry, I
30th
got flex for the camera.
You know, you could move that, arm the other way, and then it wouldn't be like if you put it
Like that?
Don't strain yourself. You're gonna give yourself hemorrhoids doing that. Just relax. Sit easy. Did you get a new chair?
Nope.
Okay.
Same one.
All right.
I did remove the Ninja Turtle blanket that is
That's
often.
what it is. I knew something was different.
Well, it's getting
Cleaned up.
warmer.
You're such a YouTube star now. You're just what do they call it? You love the camera. The camera loves you.
I put on my fancy T-shirt today.
Yeah, me too. This one, came out of a case of beer.
Alexander Keith's
That's right.
21st?
210th,
Oh, 210th.
which I think was about 15 years ago. So, yeah, it came in a case of beer. I still wear it. Why not? I'm on YouTube now. This is so you have to dress appropriately.
Well, you got to do those sponsors. This episode sponsored by Keith David's 200 beer, or whatever it is.
I would buy Keith David beer, actually.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
I heard his voice the other day. My kids were watching this some Netflix show, and it's about like frog. It was like Ninja Turtle with frogs or something. But then all of a sudden I hear a voice. I was like, "Is that Keith David?" My kid's like, "What are you talking about?" And I started listening. That's Keith David. Who's Keith David? That's Keith David. He's Keith David.
Well, he did do a lot of voiceovers in cartoons, didn't he?
Oh well, he's got that voice. You
right.
have
Yeah. I think that's how he got into video games.
Oh yeah, he was in Modern Warfare and stuff, right?
Well, I remember him in Mass Effect. It's Captain Anderson in Mass Effect. Then he's in is it Saints Row 3 or 4? But I think it's Saints Row 4. And he's Keith David. He's actually
Keith David.
Yeah.
Is that like there's a game like Terry Crews is in it as Terry Crews or something?
Yeah, that's Crackdown 3. Yeah, Crackdown 3. Yeah.
You get to that right level of fame where you're not that AAA, but you're like all over video games and stuff, and you're just famous for being you.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So
right.
What's on your channel now?
Oh, there's an unboxing of a Bill and Ted's Steel book. Go check that out. Yeah, there you go.
You get to if you stay to the end, you get to see Kevin do the air guitar and do some famous quotes.
No, I don't do any of that. No, I just unbox. If you do that stuff, people don't like it anymore, right? They don't like the shtick. Like, you know how when the Angry Video Game Nerd came on the scene, that's what everybody had to, work in a skit into their review. Now, when you see that, you go to the comments and the first thing is, just do the review, man. I just want to know if the game's good. I don't want to watch your art project. Just do a review, man.
I was just wondering about that. Like, as Steven calls them, the old gods, like Metal Jesus and all them. Like, are they still getting the views? I imagine they're all on the decline.
I don't know. I know Metal Jesus Rocks is still, like, he pumps out a lot of content, and
they all put stuff out. Like, occasionally I'll watch a Cinemassacre movie review thing, and then I can't really get to the end of it. But I imagine that they're not hitting those peak numbers like they used to.
I don't know. I really don't know.
I see Happy Console Gamer show up a lot in my Twitter feed. I don't know why.
Well, he's still doing his.
They still do it, and I'm sure they're still, making a career out of it. But I don't know. Maybe because I've distanced myself from like watching all those game review especially all those retro review things. So I don't know.
What about unboxings of Blu-rays? Have you distanced yourself from that, or are you still into that?
Occasionally, if the right movie, it's got to be the right movie.
See, it's got to be the movie.
I did watch a bit of Joe's most recent Let's Play, Little Samson one.
Yeah,
That is gold.
there's something
That's
there.
the best Let's Play series on YouTube.
How are you saying it's like? What do you mean? Can you elaborate on it being the best?
I enjoy the content. I enjoy his. I don't know if it's written, scripted, or it's certainly planned out.
You think that guy writes anything down?
I imagine there's a little thought process going on. I was like, what kind of jokes am I gonna make? And
I don't know. I was watching the Little Samson, and then it was like, I'm bored. Let's move on to something else. Yeah, that's a segue right there.
I think the best line in that one was like, I've been doing this for years, just keeping it to myself. So now I gotta put it out there.
That's right. He just sat there. You know, he listens to this show sometimes, so you gotta be careful. Anyways, okay. Have you heard there's like troubled waters over on the STC front?
Because they're not putting their podcasts out.
Yeah, like that's trouble, man. Like when you're not putting out any episodes, that's some trouble right there.
Maybe one of them's got something to do. Maybe they're a little busy. We go a week or two without putting out an episode sometimes.
Yeah, but nobody notices when we do it. That's a difference.
Well, we weren't on YouTube then. We've been batting them out of the park since then.
Right. Yeah, it's been a crazy 3 weeks, hasn't it? Yeah. Well, I think the difference is that if somebody notices that that we didn't put out an episode, the response is, we just got a little busy this week and we'll be back next week. We'll be back soon. The response is they haven't done an episode in 2 weeks and
trouble in paradise.
Yeah. I don't know.
Eventually, you got to have some of that behind the scenes drama.
I guess. Yeah. All right. Let's start the show. What do you say? Okay. I know this is the most exciting part of the show. Quick Save Club is still playing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, go ahead. You do it. No, you go ahead.
The Quick Save Club is playing Terraria still. You're in your second month now.
That's right.
And you're still enjoying the game?
I've had my fill. I'm just waiting to do the podcast now.
Just done. Did you win the game?
I don't want to say too much.
Is that a game that you can complete? Is there an end goal, or you just?
There's a bunch of bosses in it that you can fight.
Okay, so if you give up too early, then you're just not going to know about like this boss and that boss.
Yeah, pretty much, I guess. Okay. But I should say, I never announced. Like we're doing a game every 2 months now. So that's why Terraria is 2 months. And when you want to check out the episode of Terraria, when you want to listen to it, it's over on the Cartridge Club feed.
Oh, you're letting all the juicy secrets.
That's right. There you go. So keep your eyes locked onto the Cartridge Club feed for the Terraria episode of Quick Save Club coming next month. And this month, I think probably this week, I imagine. I don't know, maybe next week. I don't know. But we did do our first Save Point episode, and that should be on the Cartridge Club feed soon.
What's the game?
No, it's just a save point. It's a save point.
Oh, right. Oh, right.
So we do, because we're doing 2 months. We still do a podcast.
Little nugget there.
Still do 2 podcasts, but we're only doing 1 game. So it's like our save point. Talk a little bit about the game. What about some other things? We have some active community members who asked us questions, and we answered it in that Save Point episode. That's good stuff.
At you. How many podcasts, videos, things do you record in a week?
And then over on STC Pod channel, actually, I've been hanging out with Bill every week talking about vinyl records. So
seeing those too. Pop up.
It's good fun. 2 hours. Talk about vinyl. Hey, it's just like sitting there with your buddies, just talking. You know, it's a good time.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Oh, all right, carry on, sir.
Yeah, I didn't get an invite, but
Oh, do you have vinyl records that you'd like to talk about?
I have one.
Well, there you go. You should just send Bill a message. He'll get you on there.
Yeah, it worked for Chris Roberts. Man,
What
he
do you
got
mean?
overlooked.
He did? Oh, I didn't know about this.
That was dirty.
What?
That was
I don't
dirty.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Bill just shut him out.
Really? Oh,
Oh,
wow.
dark times.
Maybe Bill's
Maybe
the problem.
maybe
the
that's
issue.
why they're not recording, because
Yeah.
Bill's just doing all this damage report. He's got phone calls. He's got like angry letters coming in. He's just sitting there at his desk, doing the George Costanza thing. Like, oh god.
Well, when you won Podcast of the Year 3 years ago now,
Mhm.
kind of goes to your head after a while, right?
I see.
So that's probably what it is.
CC Prime is playing Undertale. CC Portable is playing Fire Emblem on the GBA. And RF Gen playing Darksiders Genesis. I was doing the Christopher Lloyd Genesis yesterday while I was cleaning out my closet.
Yeah.
I found all these Mega Drives and Genesis in there, and I just kept saying, I want Genesis!
Oh, man. It was a good movie. Star Trek 3.
I don't have it. I have 1, 2, 4, 6, and then Generations, First Contact, and Insurrection.
I would have
3 or 5.
I would have sent you my copy of 3 and 5 if I would have known that.
Why
5
would you send me your copy of
Because
3
I
and
have them.
5?
I have them on Blu-ray now, so I got rid of the DVDs.
You just chuck them all?
The only ones
Filthy, disgusting DVDs?
No, I brought them into a thrift shop. The only ones I kept were 1 and 2, and the Next Generation ones, because I'm not going to upgrade those ones. But 1 is the director's cut.
But you're still going to keep the Next Gen ones?
Yeah, I mean, what am I going to do with them? Get rid of them? They're there.
Are you going to watch them?
No. You never know. Maybe one day I will watch them, and I'll get inspired to do a video, and I'll do some commentary over top of it, and I'll be as big as Red Letter Media. So you better keep those. That's how they got started. Why not? Right? Monkey see, monkey.
I'm sure it's exactly the same for everybody else who tries it.
Can I just say something about CC Prime playing Undertale? I was just kidding about it being a PC game. There was some concern on the Discord channel that I was upset that they were playing a PC game. I really don't care.
Okay.
You can play whatever you guys want. I don't care. Nobody listens to any of these shows anyway, so I mean, honestly, what am I getting upset for? I'm not getting upset. The 50 people who listen to CC Prime are gonna get upset with the 50 people who listen to this show, or
50.
Yeah, maybe if we're lucky.
You're rounding up a bit.
Well, 48. 50 is kind of hard to say. 48, anyways.
Well, I'm about to up our count because candy's coming.
You know what? You know what has upped our count is us being on YouTube, because I caught Sarah watching our show on the treadmill yesterday.
Really?
Yeah. That wouldn't happen if we were just on Podbean now. So there you go.
A visual appeal. Well, you should, just feel so flattered. She can't keep her eyes off you. She's got to see it everywhere.
I think my side of the screen was blocked off.
Wow.
Yeah. I think she was just looking at you. I don't know.
Duct tape over it.
All right.
I see you've added a whole lot to this outline.
I didn't. You didn't do the film dangles yet, though. You got to promote those.
Oh.
All right.
Film
while
Dango,
you're eating.
The end of each month, we're going to do Film Dango. May, that's the current month, we're going to be doing the Arnie Conans and a Red Sonja.
Just a professional name. Like that's.
It's important to keep your vocal cords nice and moist.
Yeah. While you're
silvery, buttery smooth voice. That's what people come here for. We got the visuals now, but you got to get the got to keep the people on the audio channels excited too.
I can hear the clicking of mice as the people are looking at their recommended videos over on YouTube while this is playing, and they're like, "Oh, this looks way more interesting than what I'm listening to right now."
Dune is 70s Jack Nicholson, The Last Detail, 5 Easy Pieces, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, July, the Josh and Curtis Treehouse. We still haven't heard back.
Yeah, we did.
No, about the films. We know that they're on board for what we recommended, the indie movies better than their budget. That's what they're going with.
No.
No?
Just indie movies. They're just going to pick an indie movie. That's what they said.
I know that they said
just indie movies. They don't like too many rules, man. They just want a direction. They just want to be pointed in a direction. So it's just indie movies.
Boom, 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 boom. Okay.
I mean, I know we both just glanced at what they said, but I'm sure I glanced at it better than you. And
okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Thursday. This is from Josh.
Mm-hmm.
I like the indie films better than their budget idea. I think I can work with that. And then he asks Curtis.
Oh, okay, I read it wrong.
Curtis, I'm totally down.
Okay.
And then there's a little gif of Winnie the Pooh thinking. Yep.
Okay. No, I read it wrong. I thought
the indie films better than their budget idea.
Yeah. See, I read it as I like the indie films better than the budget idea.
Yeah. Backpedal any way you like.
That's how I read it. I
got an
like
active sponge.
Better than my math teacher said I'm functionally illiterate. I can't, and that's been stuck in my head ever since that I'm functionally illiterate.
And what grade was that?
Grade 10. Grade 10 math. Yeah. Yeah.
Boy, teachers are mean when you're in grade 10, huh?
This guy was mean, man. It's not nice, but he wasn't wrong. I am functionally illiterate. I read things wrong all the time.
And you just accept that.
What can I do about it? I try.
You could have proved him wrong. You could have strapped on your Rudy boots and said, "I'm going to do it."
No, I'm functionally illiterate. I can't read.
Oh,
that's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
You keep buying all them big books.
Well, I don't read them. I just look at it on the shelf. That's why I have the tablet. I love the tablet because you could read so much easier on the tablet. Everything's backlit and words stand out.
Go watch your movies. Go look at the pretty pictures.
All right.
So you got nothing in this outline.
No, I don't. I just have the movie talk. I got movies. I even got props here for the movie talk, so I'm ready to go.
Oh, so you should look. See. Movie talk.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's always there, and I just assume movie talk now. So.
Okay.
I'm good.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean,
before you get into your movies.
Yeah.
Let me talk about the video game segment.
We have a video game segment?
Yes, because we're a video game podcast in a video game community. I just want to say that Epic Games continues to suck in more ways. I've been upset with this site that gives me free games every week for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And now the most recent one, I went in there to get my free game, and now I gotta click on more things to get my free game.
Yeah.
I have to do this. I don't even remember what it stands for. 2FA.
So it's a two-step
authentication process. Yeah.
This is a process that you should embrace on everything. Take it from me, who has been vandalized a few times. No, violated. Whose privacy has been violated a few times. This is a process that you want to embrace, because as much of a pain in the ass it is to do, it will save your ass so many times. I don't know how many times I'm sitting here and someone's trying to break into my Yahoo account. Someone's trying to break into my Blizzard account. I hardly ever use the thing, but somebody's trying to access it, and the two-step verification stops them every time in their tracks.
Well, with your internet fame there, being all on the YouTubes constantly, you're a big public figure, and you occasionally frequent a little Pirate Bay action there. I'm just saying, you got to be careful.
Those tabs are incognito, my friend.
I find it annoying. Epic Games makes me do this, and furthermore, they are doing this mystery game thing now, which is just they're going backwards because they had everything out there. They said, "Hey, this is your free game. You can click on it and get it, and this is the game that's going to be free next week, and you know everything." But now it's like, "Oh, here's your free game. Do the double clicky, go over here, go to this website, 2-click thing, double F thing, go get that game." And the other game, we're not going to tell you what it is until much, much later. So now you got to go back to there and you got to check and see, oh, is this a game that I want? And of course you're going to get it because it's free.
Right.
But they're going backwards because it used to be everything that was all out there. And now they're hiding it. I don't like it. I don't like it.
So let me tell you what the two-step authentication thing. You want
Functionally illiterate.
You want to get the you want to make sure, because it gives you 3 options. Mm-hmm. There's the email, your phone, and the app on the phone. You want to use the app option all the time. Anytime any of these companies have an app, that's the one you want to pick, because if someone is able to crack it in, and now your phone is tied in with Epic Games, or an email is tied in, now they have access to that. So if you keep it just to the app, if their app crashes or whatever, or their app gets that's all they can get into is just Epic Games. That's with everything though, like anything like Yahoo or whatever it is. Put the apps don't take much space on your phone. Get the apps for whenever company is, and then if they give the option between, if they don't have an app and they only give you an option between phone or email, just use an email, because you don't want them to have access to your phone. There you go. But two-step I hate it. I hate it too. Like I'll charge my phone, it's over there. I put it over there, charge it. Then it comes to the computer, start doing stuff. Oh, I need to go get my phone that I'm trying to charge now to get into. But it saves you. It saves you more often than it is a hindrance. So do it.
It feels like a lot of hoops I got to jump through for all these games I'm not going to play that they just give me for free.
Hey,
the only reason I'm doing it, because they got Ghostbusters.
They do.
The as frequently as they give away free games, which is every week, I know eventually Ghostbusters is going to be in there.
I don't think so.
And I won't have to pay the $5 when it's on sale.
Think so. I don't think so. I think it.
I don't know. Eventually.
The ones that they have for free are generally the indie games and that. Where there's
there have been some big ones. There have been a couple of larger games.
Like what? I don't remember anything too large.
Game. Big game. Big game part 2.
Yeah. Game. Right. No, I don't think so. I think
they gave away one of their big ones, that World War Z. That's one of their.
Yeah, that's true, and that is a tie-in game. So I don't know. I can't see Ghostbusters though. There's too much,
Ghostbusters. Yeah, it's a big, IP, but at the same time, it's not as popular as it used to be.
Yeah, but there's
especially with these younger gamers who just want their Fortnites.
There's many royalties to be handed out. I mean, Bill Murray needs his cut.
It's only free for a week.
Dan Aykroyd needs his cut. I don't know. I don't see it. Harold Ramis' estate needs his cut.
Yeah, but it's a remaster too. It's not like the original game coming out. They're just milking it at this point.
I don't see it, but whatever. All right.
Hey, holding out if it shows up.
Well, if we're going to talk about video games for a little bit, I did what's that, Game Pass on the Xbox /PC. had a deal for $1 of that Game Pass for a month.
Okay.
So I got it, so I could pretty much rent Streets of Rage 4 for a month for $1. And I played the first level. It was pretty good. I think it's pretty good. And then I played the second level. I couldn't get past the second level. I don't know. I think I suck. I think I lost my Streets of Rage.
Well, they're going for old school, challenge, right?
It is. And then like at the end, when I couldn't get through it, it said you could play. They'll give you an extra life. You can play the level, and they'll give you an extra life, but you only get half the points. And your points. Well, hold on. I know you're shaking your head, but here's the catch. Here it is. Your points go on a leaderboard that the other Xbox Live members can see and read. So, for instance, the Mighty Q Dog is there, and Bill is there. So I can't, play that level with only half the points, and then have them see that I only have half the points, because I needed an extra man to beat that level. So that's it.
Oh.
That's it. Can't do it. So I'm either I'm gonna have to either get good or just give up. Those are my choices.
And you can't lie to your friends in the school ground anymore, huh?
No, it's right there.
Yeah, I beat that game. I got used to that. I beat it like 5 times. I beat it this morning.
Yeah. Oh, I remember those kids. They'd beat games before they got. Yeah, I beat this game this morning before I came into school. Oh, jeez. I don't even have
that game. I got that game. I beat it. And my game, it's even still in the packaging. Yeah. Never even opened it. And I beat it.
Wow, that's awesome. And I didn't even have a Nintendo. Yeah. All right. So you've been watching Ash versus Evil Dead?
Yes, I have.
What season are you on?
I'm about halfway through the last season.
Okay.
So I know we talked about it briefly during our Evil Dead film dango. I enjoyed the first season. My only kind of complaint about it was that they were using a lot of digital blood for all the gore and stuff. And season 2 corrected that from the get-go. There was so much actual fake blood going on in there, body parts and dummies and things like that. And of course, they still use the CG, but it blended so much better. And I'm a little fuzzy on the first season because it's been a while since I watched it. But I feel like that was good. Season 2 was like they balanced everything. It felt really, really good. And now I'm on to season 3, which is still good, but it's story-wise, it's not gripping me as much as season 2 did, but it's still a lot of fun. And it's a shame that this show, even though I'm not done with it, that it got canceled. So, yeah, I would totally be down for like another 2 or 3 seasons of this.
Well, I don't want to say anything until you finish the series. I don't want to say anything, but that's awesome. That's good. Because now all I could think about is the ending, and I just don't want to say anything.
Well, you told me it's a cliffhanger, so I know it's just going to leave you like...
Yeah. But I don't want to say it.
I don't know. I'm just, to their credit, though, I think they were able to take this old franchise and revive it in just the right way. Everything seems to be right about it. The length, 30 minutes, that's perfect. Because for such a tongue-in-cheek, goofy series, you drag it out for an hour, you kind of have to take it a little more seriously. This way they can have those little plot holes. They can have those things that don't make sense. They can have those like little details that just kind of vanish, and you're like, oh, well, yeah, forget about that. No, don't worry. Don't worry about that. It works very well because it ramps up so quickly, that show. Like every episode, the title screen when it comes in, it's because something bloody is happening. There's that splash of blood and the name comes up. So that's like within the first 2 or 3 minutes. And then there's always some sort of action scene, maybe at least 2 of them in every episode. You got your goofball, campy comedy, and then it also manages to get quite serious and, you know, dark and scary for just a little bit. So it's such a weird marriage that actually works. And one thing that happened in the second season that I was very surprised about is, in my mind, the supporting characters, Pablo and Kelly, were like on par with Bruce Campbell. You know, like they were holding their own as being stars of the show. It wasn't just the Bruce Campbell show,
Yeah,
which
it
of
was.
course he is the, you know, the main draw, but they held their own. They have so many great scenes, you know, with the puppets and the books and all that stuff. And so it's like, even you kind of expect like, oh, Bruce Campbell's not in this scene. It's not as interesting, but no, everything just kept flying. They made so many great supporting characters in that show.
Yeah, it's an ensemble cast.
Mm-hmm.
Really. Yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing. So I'm, of course, I'm going to finish it off, and I'm just going to complain, probably like everybody else. Like, oh, come on, there's no more. What did you cancel this for?
Well, it'd be nice if they, I don't know, maybe there's plans to do this in the future, or maybe but it'd be nice if they continued it on in a comic book or something like that.
You know,
Just so
even if somebody else picked it up and did something just to put a little bookend on it, because the style of the series, it's like you end one season, there's not a whole lot of explanation as to what happens between the first season, second season. So even if they were to pick it up, they could, you know, put some kind of goofy plot twist on it. It's like, oh yeah, that you know, forget about that and just move on to the next thing.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. I have to see it.
I'll let you get to the end there.
Okay.
But yeah, that was a cool thing they did with that show, because the first two movies was just basically around that cabin in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third one, they went off the rails to a completely other, it was another dimension, right?
Well, you went back in time.
Right, but there were still walking skeletons and all that weirdness.
Well, that's because the evil existed.
Right.
Back
But that would have been too expensive to do on a TV show, I think, every week, unless you have an HBO budget. So you need to make it in a contemporary time.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it just worked. So yeah, it's a good show.
Yeah. Again, yeah, because you go back to those early the movies, and Ash is the only one you care about in any of it. You know, the fact that they were able to build up other characters to exist around him and actually hold your interest, which I think they were, you know, struggling with that slightly in the first season. Like you had to get the audience accustomed to all these new characters, but it's totally on board now.
Even I enjoyed Lucy Lawless on the show too. I thought she was pretty good.
Yeah. She seemed to, you know, just be there sparingly in the first season, but then they okay, just throw her in every episode.
Yep. Cool.
Yep.
All right. Yep. Have you been watching any movies lately?
Nope.
Nothing. Eh? Just Ash.
I finished Dune. That's
Why?
the only movie I've watched this month.
Brutal. Why? How? Like what?
It's just the way things. I mean, I've been watching the Ash show, and you know that's not a long.
I mean, how did it end? Like why? Why would you watch it to the end?
You know, it's only half a bad movie.
Okay.
Like the majority of that movie, it's just so baffling. It's so bizarre, the choices that they made in terms of design, in terms of performance, and you know how it was shot and the visuals and everything. Some of it is really bizarre. A part of it, you know, at the time, it was like 1984 or so.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, again, they're looking at 2001. They're looking at Star Wars. They're looking at all like what was the big sci-fi, and like how do we continue this genre, you know, after all these big important sci-fi movies have come out. And so I think there was some struggle with that. But then there's also the source book that I'm not familiar with, all the Dune books, and then there's David Lynch being kind of an oddball director with a different style, and I don't know. It seems like a lot of bizarre choices that I'm not sure if that's from the book or if I'm not sure if that's from the director or the writer or whatever, but it just seems weird. So if you can get past the just very odd choices, you're still left with a not so great movie. It seems overly convoluted. Like the way they tell the story, I had no idea what was going on for like the first half of that movie. And by the second half, when you finally start to realize who this character is and who that is, you realize that the story is extremely simple. It's just like Team A versus Team B trying to get the MacGuffin. And like that's all that there is. But it's just so weird and how it's told and everything. So I can't recommend it as like a, hey, you should watch this movie, but if you're just interested in seeing something odd, it's
Yeah.
I don't know.
I only watched the first few minutes of it, so I don't know. So are you saying it gets better or?
No, it starts to make a little more sense. Like at least your brain can finally catch up to see what's happening through all these scenes. Like, because none of the scenes seem connected. It's like you see something happen and then you cut to something else and you don't really understand what one thing has to do with the other. And then by the end of the movie, you can kind of picture, okay, he's on this side, he's over there. They jump forward in time. There's supposed to be somewhat of like a montage that kind of, but then you realize a couple of years later, there are relationships that develop, but you don't actually see anything happen. You have a confrontation with an enemy at the end that has had no interaction with the hero whatsoever. So it's kind of like the Darth Maul fight at the end of Phantom Menace. Like, why is Obi-Wan, and him fighting? Why? I get it. They're on opposite sides, but I don't know. It's a bit of a mess, but it's not a complete mess. It's just a bizarre mess.
I wonder how much of it is just producer interference. Like
I have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure I could watch 100 YouTube video reviews of people going in detail and doing funny skits.
Yeah.
Although you do see sandworms or graboids or whatever you want to call them.
I think I saw. Yeah, I did. I think I did. Maybe we made it that far in. I don't know. I like the sandworms in Beetlejuice better, personally.
Well, they are more decorative.
Yeah.
And they just get to it.
Yeah. I don't know. I couldn't. I don't know. I don't even remember. I think we watched like 15 minutes of it. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah. On a different day, I probably would have shut it off. I was just in the mood to watch it. But here we are, about 1/3 of the way through the month, and I've watched a single movie.
Well, I was off this week, and I've done nothing but watch movies. I did nothing else, so I didn't watch. I guess we watched a little bit of Schitt's Creek.
I've been meaning to start that. I saw there's a new season coming.
Well,
soon.
if you want to see my hometown, that's the veterinarian. But I don't think it's in season 1, the veterinarian clinic. But that's just around the corner from me, and I don't know. They shot all around here, all over the place. I actually took my aunt. My aunt and uncle came back in the spring. No, we're in the spring now. Back in the fall, and I drove them around because they're fans of the show, and I showed them like all the locations and everything. Like there's David's store and where their cafe is and the garage and all that stuff. Yeah.
Oh, look at you! You got a side business.
Yeah. I didn't get paid. I didn't even get a tip. I didn't get anything. Oh, I guess maybe did they pay for our sushi dinner? I'm not sure. Maybe they did. Who knows? Okay, well, for me, I watched a ton of movies and just having a good time. Let's see. What do you want to hear first? The good movies or the movies that I bailed on?
Well, let's go with the good movies.
Okay, good movies.
You got to have everybody biting their fingernails waiting to see, what movie did he dump on now? What AAA feature can he not
I guarantee you there's one movie in here that nobody's going to care about. There's another movie in here that I guess the other two movies are going to be movies that just the fringe people, the riffraff,
Oh,
are
yeah.
going to be upset. That I
Save
don't
that for
like.
last.
Okay. Did I talk about Charley Varrick? Did I tell you about that movie?
Was
No,
it
I
the
did
Walter Matthau one you posted?
Yeah, I did a review over it on
You didn't?
barrydonlars.wordpress.com. But did I talk about it with you here?
No.
So you know how we are big fans of The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
and we're big fans of Dirty Harry.
Mm-hmm.
So you take Walter Matthau from Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, and you take the director of Dirty Harry, and you put them together, and you got yourself Charley Varrick. And it's a good heist film. Crime, noir, Elmore Leonard, that kind of stuff. It was a good
I
time.
imagine Walter Matthau is not doing a Dirty Harry-ish
Nope.
character.
No. Dirty Harry. Walter Matthau's character is Charley Varrick. Is more of a cunning, thinking man. He's a thief. He's the thief. He's not the cop, right? So him and a group go in to rob a bank. They leave their getaway car outside of the bank running, and the getaway driver is Charley Varrick's wife. And the car's running outside the bank. Two cops are like, hey, that looks suspicious. So they kind of they're watching the car. Then Walter Matthau and his gang go inside, rob the bank, come out. The cops are like, oh, this isn't good. Big shootout happens. Charley Varrick's wife dies in the shootout, and they escape with this. He's got a company that's it's a crop dusting company, and they use his company van. So it's him and one other guy that survived the shootout, and they get through all the police barriers and everything in this van. So when they get all their loot back to Charley Varrick's house, Charlie starts counting up all the money, and there's way more money than should be there, right? They're thinking it's going to be $20,000 or something like that at most, and there's $700,000 in there. It turns out that the guy or the mob has been using this as a place to store money before they bring it overseas to launder it all. So this is all mob money that they have now. So now they're in trouble. So the mob sends a hitman after him, and the hitman's played by Joe Don Baker, the guy from Walking Tall, the guy that carries the big stick from the original Walking Tall, who's also in Joysticks. He's the heavy in the Joysticks there, the bad guy. And it was just a good movie. John Joe Baker's a little bit eccentric. So he's not only a hitman, but he's got little quirks and stuff like that kind of make him a little more creepy. And Walter Matthau kind of has to use his wits and everything to stay one step ahead. And it gets to a nice little conclusion where there is a chase between a car and a crop dusting plane, which was a little disappointing. It felt more like the ending of maybe of an episode of The Dukes of Hazzard or Knight Rider or something like that. But
yeah, it sounds like part of a Muppet movie or something.
Yeah, maybe. But it was really good. And so he was in it, and also what the heck's his name? Hold on, I got it written down here. Andrew Robinson is in it as well. And you're like, who's Andrew
Garrick.
Robinson? That's right, Garrick's in it. He's got a really good part in it, a large part. So it's good. It's good to see him acting. It just kind of confirms that his role in Deep Space Nine, that was legit. Wasn't just something that some actor lucked into with the writing.
No,
he had
some experience there.
Yeah, it's good. So I think that's one that you might like.
Charley Varrick.
Charley Varrick.
Okay, I'll look that one up.
Yeah, it was good. It's not an easy movie to come by. I got it on sale on Blu-ray, but I don't know if any of the streaming services.
All of your Blu-rays.
Yeah. Another movie.
$5 Blu-rays you get.
I think I talked about this movie before. It's Peter Fonda movie, Race with the Devil. It's about these guys who they're dirt bike racers. They race dirt bikes and that, and they decide to go on a family vacation in the winter. They want to go skiing, and they take this Winnebago. They drive it they're going from Florida to Aspen, Colorado, and they stop in some small, dirt area or whatever to stay overnight because they're going to drive right to Aspen. And as they're staying there, they see some people across this dry riverbed start this huge bonfire, and all of a sudden, like all these people in cloaks start coming out around this bonfire, and they take this young girl and they strip her clothes, and then they kill her, they stab her, right?
Uh-oh.
And they everybody in the Winnebago just saw this happen, so they jump in the Winnebago and they start driving away. And as they're driving away, the cult or the Satanists or whatever see them, so they start chasing them, and they got to drive the Winnebago through like all this rocky terrain and everything as they're trying to get away, and the Satanists are getting closer and closer, and that it's a good horror / thriller movie with Peter Fonda and Warren Oates, who's becoming one of my favorite actors from the 70s.
Did you see this on Tubi?
No, I did not. No, it was actually it was a Blu-ray. So there was this movie, like, as you know, I'm like always looking for car chases and everything, and there's this movie called Crazy Larry, Dirty Mary, and it's it's got a Dodge 1969 Dodge Charger that's painted lime green with this black pinstripe on it and everything, and it's got like some of the best car chases. And on this Blu-ray, it's on this Blu-ray with this movie because they both movie star Peter Fonda, and I guess they're by the same movie studio. So I had no idea what this movie was about, right? Like I just started watching it, and I'm watching like, it's two guys on dirt bikes and they're racing and stuff. I'm like, this is cool, even though the opening was really creepy. But then like, the Satanists and everything started popping up, and it was pretty good. It was cheesy, there's lots of cheesy moments in that. Then it's a little predictable. You kind of see what's going to happen. Like you see where things are going, where things are headed. But it was a fun movie. Had good times, and that was the first time I watched it with Sarah, and she really enjoyed it. Over on on Netflix, you have to tell me if this movie is available, because it was number 10 on Netflix's most watched in Canada.
Okay.
And it stars Jackie Chan. So of course, when there's a movie on Netflix trending with Jackie Chan in it, I got to know. I got to watch it. I got to see what's happening.
I doubt it's going to be available in my area.
It was good times. The movie is called The Foreigner. It came out in 2017. Jackie Chan just knows his age. He knows which roles to pick. He's only good for like, 2 or 3 really good stunts now. But this is just a perfect role for him. So he's this, he's a guy, a foreigner living now in London. He's from China originally. And, he's growing, like he escaped, I don't know the politics of everything in that, but he escaped some sort of oppression or something like that that's happening. I think he might escape China or something. And he came to England, but he lost his daughter and his wife while he came over. And so now there's only him and his other daughter. So he's like super protective of his daughter. This all happens within the first few minutes, so I'm not really spoiling anything. So he's really super protective of his daughter. She wants to go into a store to buy some clothes, and she wants to go in by herself because she's 13, she doesn't want dad around. It's like, Dad, just let me go in here and buy some clothes. She's like, okay, I'll watch you from here on the street. So it turns out that there's this fringe group from the IRA called, I can't remember what they're called, the IRA something. They're ramping up bombings in London because they feel the IRA has kind of become limp. They're wimpy, right? So they need to do more bombs to get England out of Northern Ireland. So they set off an explosion in this clothing boutique, and the only surviving member of his family, the only one that's left, dies. His daughter dies. So now he wants to find out who did the bombing. And the great thing about this movie is that as you're watching the movie, it's Jackie Chan, but he's all like, meager and everything. He's walking slow. He looks like he's had a hip operation or whatever. And you're not sure, like, as you're watching this, is Jackie Chan going to show up? Like, is he going to start like kicking ass and the kung fu and all that? I'm not going to tell you what happens. I don't want to spoil all that for you. I want you to watch it. And it's just good stuff. It's Pierce Brosnan plays his contact at the IRA that he keeps harassing. I won't tell you how he harasses him in that, but yeah.
Pierce Brosnan's still around, huh? I
Yeah,
didn't think
yeah,
he
and
was
he was
doing too
good.
much.
He was good in this, man. And I'd watch something else with him in it. So that was another good movie. So that's on Netflix in Canada. So if you're in Canada, you can check that out.
Well,
It's a
let
good
me
time.
tell you, I'm not so lucky.
It's not
It's
there,
not
right?
on my
The Foreigner.
Netflix, but I do have a bunch of Jackie Chan movies. Maybe you can tell me if you've seen any of these.
Probably got more than I got. All right, go.
Well, I got some garbage, and then I got some classics, I guess.
Okay.
Rush Hour 3,
Oh, no, I don't want to see that. No.
The Spy Next Door.
That's like a kid's movie, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I might watch that, but I don't know.
Skip Trace.
I've heard of it. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Kung Fu Yoga.
That is here. Yeah, I haven't watched it. I think that's a comedy.
It looks like it's a lot of his like kid
Yeah.
movies.
I don't know. I think that one's like a comedy for, I don't know. I
The
don't know. It
Karate
is-
Kid
Yeah, that's here. Yeah.
with Jaden Smith.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. Although people tell me it's good. That's what people tell me. I'm not saying I've seen it and it's good. I'm just saying that's what people.
The Medallion.
No, I haven't seen that one, but I do. It's on my list. That one looks like a more comedy one too.
Okay, now here it's going off into the more, I imagine, your level of Jackie Chan movies. We got Police Story.
Yep. Awesome.
Chinese Zodiac.
I don't know that one. Chinese Zodiac.
Spartan X, also known as Wheels on Meals.
Oh, that is playing on TV. I think tomorrow night, and I got my PVR set to record it.
Okay.
That's supposed to be a really good one.
That's the one that inspired Kung Fu, the NES game.
Oh,
in
is that
Japan?
okay.
Japan, it's known as Spartan X.
Right.
So when you play, that character Thomas is actually Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan. Yeah, I know. Because somebody did a montage of Jackie Chan in video games, and the first thing that came up was Kung Fu. I'm like, Kung Fu. So then but I didn't know it was Meals on Wheels. I didn't know that was the movie. So okay.
Yeah. Well, I have no idea why Meals on Wheels goes to Spartan X. You know, like how that switches around.
I don't know.
We got Young Tiger.
Okay, yeah, I know of that movie. I haven't watched it.
Dragon's Fever.
Don't know that one.
Jackie Chan's Project A.
I have that coming to my house. I have
Okay.
Project A and Project A2.
That's also on here. And then there's something called The Twins Effect.
Yeah. Okay.
It looks
yeah.
like he's not the main in that one.
Yeah, I think that's like I know of that one. Yeah, you got a lot more movies than I got. Than I have.
Shaolin Wooden Men.
Don't know that one.
And then Kung Fu Panda comes up, but I'm not sure if he's actually in that.
I think he's a voice.
Well,
he's a voice
everyone's a voice in that movie.
I guess. No, I mean, yeah. Yes.
Oh, hey, Kung Fu Hustle's here. Did you watch Shaolin Soccer?
Do we have to do this? Do we have to?
You really didn't like it?
I tried.
Wow.
I fell asleep and then I started watching it some more and I'm like, I didn't get it.
That's a
I
good
didn't
movie,
get it.
man.
I didn't get it. Now everyone's gonna be angry with me.
Yeah, and I know Bill likes it, and I don't get movies, but I don't get comedies, but somehow Bill and I keep agreeing on all these comedies. But
I didn't laugh once. I didn't get it.
I want to hear the comment where you don't get comedies.
I didn't understand that movie.
How can you not understand it? It's just a goofy, over the top, crazy soccer movie.
Yeah, but it wasn't funny. There was nothing
That's
funny in
really
it.
funny.
It was funny. He can kick a ball really far.
Yes, that's the
That's
comedy.
No, maybe that's where Adam Sandler got it for Happy Madison.
Oh.
Or Happy Gilmore. Happy Madison.
You can't even keep that garbage straight.
Anyways, no, I didn't. It is. I don't know. It didn't make any sense to me.
More for me.
I mean, I got the concept. I thought that was a cool idea that you use kung fu to play soccer better, and now you could be a super team. But it just, I don't. There was nothing funny happening in it.
Several funny things.
Give me an
not
example of a funny thing. Tell me one thing that was funny.
Oh, it's been a while since I've seen it. I don't know. I remember a lot of soccer games where they're using their martial arts and flying all over the place, and they're A lot of great reactions from the opposing teams. The guy who brings like a monkey wrench to the soccer game. When he's showing off his kung fu skills, he's like kicking at people, but he stops his foot right before them, and then their hair is blowing in the wind.
Okay, that was okay. Yeah, I didn't laugh at that. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so all right, fair enough.
it's funny.
All right. How much time we got? What else do you want to talk about?
You got 1 minute. There you go.
You want to talk about? Well, let's talk about the other movies I dropped. Since we're talking about movies I dropped, this one no one's going to care about. It's a movie called Funny Face. See, now we're doing
Audrey Hepburn.
Yeah, and Fred Astaire.
Mm-hmm.
Musical. Started watching it. I'm like, oh man, this is a musical. So that was enough. That's enough for me.
So what do you even buy these movies for?
Well, I do like Audrey Hepburn.
You gotta stop buying movies out of curiosity. You should only buy movies that you know you want to watch over and over again.
It was $4.99, and it's
$4.99 too much.
But how am I going to see this movie? Like, there's not like it's not like as if anyone's playing it that much. Maybe it'll be on.
Go
TCM.
to YouTube and watch a scene. Watch like one scene from the movie, and if you feel
it was $5, it was $5, right? And then I come back here and I see, oh, that is a movie I want. Now I got to go back over there to buy the $5 movie. And I was just there, and I can just.
It doesn't matter. You need to just see the movie randomly. It'll come up. Someone will recommend it to you or something, and say this is what you like, and then you watch it. Only buy like Predator and Ghostbusters and Aliens and other movies that you want to watch over and over and over again. Otherwise, they're just gonna sit there.
But I did that with Charley Varrick. I've never seen it before, but it had Walter Matthau and the director.
That was a lucky gamble.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm getting that movie.
That's 1 out of 50.
It was a limited release. It was a limited release on the thing. So I said, what the heck? I'll get it.
Nope. For $1. If you find it for $1, I can say, okay, you can just pick it up out of curiosity. Anything more than $1, you're just wasting money.
But I do like some musicals. I like The Sound of Music. Not The Sound of Music. Not that one. Oh my goodness. Singing in the Rain. That's one I like.
Singing in the Rain's really good.
Yeah, it's a fun movie. This was just, I don't know. It was weird. It was bizarre. Like, Fred Astaire is like hitting on Audrey Hepburn. He's almost 60. She's 26. He's sneaking kisses at her. I don't know. It was just a little weird. Maybe it came out in 1957. So, okay. I think I'm done with what's his name, Terry Gilliam and his movies, because I tried watching Brazil.
Oh yeah, I still haven't tried that one yet.
It's got Mona from Who's the Boss in it. That was pretty.
Oh,
that was interesting.
Is that her with the skin?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, because I see that image a lot, and I always thought that kind of looked like her.
Well, and when she first came on, like that's what they're doing. They're pulling her skin back, and it sounds like Mona, and I'm like, that can't be the actress. But sure enough, it is her. If you're a fan of Game of Thrones and you want to see a lot of actors from Game of Thrones that are 30 years younger, Brazil's the movie for you, because there's a ton that just pop up randomly. Bob Hoskins is in it too. Hoskins. Let me take off my glasses.
Super Mario.
Robert De Niro's in it for like 3 seconds. Ian Holm is in it. Michael Palin. I don't know. It's just weird. It's a weird movie. It didn't make any sense to me. I didn't understand what was going on. It's one of those abstract movies.
I've heard a lot of good things about, like, this is the like one of the best movies you never heard of, you never seen, great science fiction. And
people love it. I looked at the reviews and stuff, and people were like, this is Terry Gilliam's best. It's the thing. I don't know. It's just not for me. It doesn't. It all goes.
I don't know. I don't know how to judge this, because you didn't like Shaolin soccer, so I have no idea what your pass-fail score is.
Maybe you'd like it. I don't know, but it wasn't for
well,
me.
So I like I said, that Baron von Muskin or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I had to bail out. It was just too much. But I kind of want to finish it someday.
I did like this more than that. I finished the movie. Like I finished it. I watched the whole thing. So that's something, It just wasn't good enough for me to like.
I'm okay for like alternative styles. You know, like if you have a wacky idea, a concept, and you want to deviate from the norm of traditional three-act structure and narrative, if you can pull it off nicely, go for it. Do something different.
Yeah.
It's an interesting experience, but if it's boring, that's something else.
I mean, it starts off really well. Like it starts off on the right foot. It's very there's some Monty Python-esque humor, and I'm like, oh man, this is what I want. This is what I'm looking for. There's this guy he's sitting in an apartment building with his family, and that there's having dinner with the TV, watching TV while they're eating dinner, and all of a sudden, like all this SWAT team and everything comes busting in, and they arrest this guy, and the SWAT team actually drills a hole in the apartment above, and they like stick a pole down there, and they come down the pole like Ghostbusters style to arrest the guy, right? And after they like crash through the windows, knock down the door and everything, the cleanup crew comes in. This is where the comedy is, right? The cleanup crew is like, oh, so they go to fill that hole in. They have like something pre-made already, right, to fill that hole in, and they go to put it in the hole, and it falls right through. And they're like, "Oh man, they switched to metric on us again." This is, and I'm like, "Oh man, this is gonna be good times." But then that was it. Like that was the only funny. that was disappointing.
So he had one of his Python buddies come in and help write that part of the script, and then he went back to Terry Gilliam.
I don't know. One of the guys that was doing it was one of the workers that was cleaning up. It was an actor that's in the show The Young Ones, which was a great show from the 80s, British comedy. Okay, so the last movie that I finished this one too, but I will never watch it again. Here we go. King Kong versus Godzilla. Oh my god.
You watched the movie instead of watching the fight scenes.
Here's the thing. I was hoping for a lot of stop motion animation. That was my hope.
No, it's dudes in suits.
It's dudes in rubber suits throwing model kits at each other.
Yeah.
It's pretty much, that's all they do. They throw model kits at each other. It takes forever to get to anything to do with Godzilla or King Kong.
Yep. That stuff's expensive, man. They got to build those cities and little model kits and stuff.
Does it make sense how these creatures keep dying at the end of every movie, but then they come back at the beginning of the movie? Because King Kong's dead. He fell off the Empire State Building. He should be dead, but there he is. It's just they went to the island to pick him up.
He's the same size as Godzilla too.
Yeah, and it's still like, this is 1963. They're still doing the thing where they need the white dudes to come onto the screen to explain what's going on, because they don't have any confidence in anyone being able to follow the simple story. They still come in, and I don't know. I don't know why they did that. It was very, very bizarre. It makes for like a awkward watch all the time, when it keeps cutting back between America, which has absolutely, like, they're so far away from what's going on in Japan. It just doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I was disappointed in that one. So I'm gonna be
I don't think you should expect much from the monster movie genre.
They're just not for me.
No, and ask anybody who enjoys them. And again, I'm not a big fan of monster movies. I just like the character of Godzilla and the concept of a big lizard that steps on cities and shoots fire.
Yeah.
Ask anyone, and they're not going to tell you, "Oh, I love this movie because there's such a great story and narrative and all." They like the big monster that steps on things, and that's the only part people really pay attention to.
Well, that's what I was looking forward to, some practical effects and all that. I wasn't expecting, anything crazy of a great story
but entertaining.
Like yeah, I was expecting, like, I don't know, like when I saw all the models and everything, because everything, like, there's hardly any shots of like real tanks or real helicopters. Everything's models. I thought, okay, this is going to be cool, because it's all going to be like, there's going to be some stop motion stuff and all that, some really cool practical effects and everything, but it's all just like really bad. Like King Kong and Godzilla are just throwing, styrofoam rocks at each other. It hits the mask, and it, like their whole face caves in, but then it pops right back out. Like when the rock hits them, it caves in and pops out because it's rubber. It's not real flesh, King Kong's outfit looks terrible. He looks like mangy King Kong, like
Well,
it's
he
not
is
really,
dead.
I guess maybe it's zombie King Kong. I don't know. And I mean, here's the other thing too. When they get together and fight right off the bat, Godzilla's got all the advantage. Like he's gonna like wipe the floor with King Kong. There's like absolutely no, because Godzilla is bigger for one, and two, he can breathe fire. He can burn him up. And so
He can breathe fire. He's got like sharp claws, and he's got like spikes on his back, and he's all lizardy.
Yeah.
King Kong's just a big monkey.
That's it.
But are they still gonna do that with the contemporary films? They were doing like the Godzilla and King Kong, trying to do that universe.
I think so. Actually,
they'd have to make King Kong like a lot faster. Like Godzilla can't keep up with him because he's jumping around and everything.
Well, I am forgetting one thing. The white dudes back in the States were saying that Godzilla's brain was only the size of a marble, and King Kong's brain was like 10 times the size of an ape.
So King Kong's gonna like break out some test tubes and start
outsmart him. I mean, yeah, that would make his brain bigger than our brain. So like he should be way smarter than anybody.
So he's gonna come in and build some like cybernetic weaponry to weaponize himself and battle Godzilla.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mecha King Kong.
Anyways, it wasn't very good. It wasn't my cup of tea.
How much did you spend on that one?
I don't know much. I think these were all $5 each.
So $5. This one. So how many $5 movies do you have that you're never gonna watch again?
$15. $15 worth.
Yeah, but on the rest of your shelf too.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't gone through them all yet. So what I've been doing is I took some inspiration from you, and I've been going through my Blu-rays and like doing like the alphabet challenge kind of thing, like watching a movie from A, watching a movie from B, C, D. So
forcing yourself to go
right,
and dig deep.
Ignore that PVR. It's full, but I can't put anything more on it. So I just have to ignore it for a while so I can actually get to these Blu-rays that I've spent money on, so I can see if it's worth it or not.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Not the alphabet thing again, but I guess the next movie I watch, I'll make sure I watch something that I haven't seen before that I bought.
Yeah. So I hear you. I understand. It makes more sense not to spend money on movies you haven't seen before, but sometimes they surprise you, and sometimes you get a good one. And if I didn't, I spent $5 on a movie. I spent a lot more money on worse things. They were only used or whatever. I could try to resell them if I want, but I'll probably just.
I guess it's like buying a bad cup of coffee.
Almost, yeah.
For me.
Yeah. So, I'll just probably just get rid of them. Bring them to the thrift store, whatever. Yeah. So there you go.
Cool.
I got a lot more, but we said enough. I could save some stuff for next week.
I guess. Well, we got to get them views. Gotta keep the people wanting more, right?
Yeah.
Dangle that carrot.
That's right. Well, I mean, they have an hour more free time every week because there's no more STC Pod to listen to.
Oh, that's right.
There you go. Now we just got to cancel Polykill, and we'll be podcast of the year again. That should be our mission, to cancel all these podcasts that came onto the Cartridge Club. Let's get them all canceled. Cancel culture.
Basics.
That's right. Just the CC and us. That's it.
Oh. All right. Well, make sure you follow Retro Fandango on the Twitter.
Leave it on a high note. Yeah.
Go get a boner with Retro Fandango. Boner, Fandango, boner. Bite a baby. That computer's still gone, huh?
Yeah.
Discord.
Had a couple of extra members sign up to Discord.
Did he? Did Hodge betray me?
Hodge went on there, and we had Curtis join us today. Very nice. Yep. And they all went on there, and the first thing they did, start talking about you behind your back.
Go ahead. I'll never know about it.
Interesting things.
I will never know.
Interesting things they said about you.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sure.
Okay, I think we've lost Richard, so that's
I'm
it.
sleepy. I'm gonna go back to bed.
Really? Are you?
It's sunny outside, so I should go do something. But it's gonna rain today, so.
I'm halfway through Hang 'em High with Clint Eastwood, so I want to finish that off.
Sounds good.
It's good times. Western from the 60s. It's got Clint Eastwood in it. Don't need anything more than that. Good times. All right.
How many westerns has he done?
A bajillion, bajillion.
That's what I thought.
Or 20. Something like 20, I think. Somewhere between 10 and 20, I will say.
I'm gonna count them. That's what I'm gonna do after this.
All right.
I'm gonna count them. All right. Goodbye, people.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Smash that bell so you can stay notified.
That's right. You never know. Maybe we'll go live one day. Because you can't rip off STC Pod if they're not around anymore, right?
Fandango.